Well, it's been a month now since my last update. All was much the same. So what's changed? Let's find out. So, what has changed? Well, now at least, I can do this. The layout has power. So this is the newest addition to the layout. It's of course the Curious Scale buck jumper. Sound fitted, and I have to say, it's a good one. Straight out of the box, no running in, and this is speed step 1. And it's exactly the same going backwards. I have to say, very impressed. Well done, Curious Scale. Over the last month, I've pretty much spent most of my time wiring up the two boards as they are. And as you can see, I've got most of the way there now. It's taken a bit longer than I thought. Obviously, there's quite a few blocks in there. I'll show you the block plan a bit later. But obviously each block has to be wired back individually, at least with one tail, which is the red cable, as you can see. And alongside that, obviously the other tail will be coming to the mole, so just need the one feed coming back. The point motors themselves I've all recycled from my previous layout. I have to say I'm a little bit disappointed with the robustness of them, because they worked fine on the last layout, but putting them back on this time, it does seem to have created a few issues. I found quite a few that either don't work properly, or the actual auxiliary contacts don't break as they should. I may make a video once I take a few apart, see if there's any common things there that I can identify and if there's a simple fix for them. Wiring is pretty much a standard fit. Obviously, I tend to use green for the frog wires. Orange I use for control. In this instance, it's the orange cables you can see are for the control of the point motors, which will go back to 2 panels. One for the mainline section, which I haven't really decided finally where I'm going to put that yet, and one for the branch line section, which I've got a pretty good idea where that's going. So the wiring's a bit more advanced on that board. And also there's blue cables there, which will be control indication going back to probably a PLC, which will then feed into signal outputs to signal a layout, depending on block detection and point aspect. The second board is a bit more further advanced, as I'm more confident where the control panel is going to go for the points on that board. So I'm quite happy where that's going. As you can see, or probably see, the point motors, I'm experimenting with just using the adhesive tabs that come supplied with the point motors as in the past when I've used these in conjunction with screws and I've had to do any maintenance, I found that the pads do work extremely well. So I'm going to try an experiment with just using the pads alone this time, just to see if that will stop any transmitted noise through to the boards, as they are quite noisy in their operation.
In the previous layout, I used Legacy Models block detectors as a trial to see if I could get them to switch a simple PLC circuit, and they worked quite well. So I was going to use them again on this layout, but realised the amount of blocks that I had, which is in this region was 16 on this board all told, and there's probably going to be another 4 to come, at £17 each for the detectors, it was getting a little bit pricey. So I had a little hunt around and found these Team Digital Block D8 high density block detectors, to give them their full name, and found them from Digitrains, and £35 each for 8 detectors, and so far they seem to be working fine. So a little bit of a savings there for something else which will almost certainly come in handy. So, $1 million question, do they work? Well, as you can see, we've got the class 40 on what is block 3 and the buck jumper on block 2. And as you can see down here on these little LEDs, 2 and 3 are both showing occupied. Now if I move the class 40 forward to this point here, it should clear block 3 and activate block 6. Let me just watch. As it comes up to the point, you see block 6 has been activated, and as it moves out of block 2, that clears. And again with the buck jumper, as it approaches the next block, again it activates, and when it clears the last one, it goes off. And come back the other way. Obviously, it should work in reverse. I'm quite pleased with that. So there we go. All appears to be working.
So this is the mainline section, and hopefully you can see the individual blocks through the layout. Obviously one for each platform, and then sequentially as they go around. I've not included the goods yard or carriage sidings in any block, as any occupancy in here will impact on any block detectors, and I haven't quite decided what I do with the link up to the branch line yet, so I've kind of left that one blank. I'm thinking about wiring this side to first generation coloured light signals, as it's maybe slightly out of era but considerably easier to wire up and make work, rather than using DAPOL 7.4 signals with their instantaneous on and then another instantaneous on to turn them off again, which is a bit of a teaser with the old programming. But whatever happens, I'm probably going to have to deal with that when we get to the branch line section, which, as you can see, probably will be more suitable to be 7.4 signaled. And again, it's split up into its blocks, and also again the goods yards at either side are not part of any block detection, as again anything stationed in these will impact on any detection. So what next? Well, unfortunately work's going to get in the way quite a bit, which will slow down work on the layout somewhat, but I do intend to at least try to get the point motor control panels built and tested, which will allow me to tidy up the wiring underneath because it's a bit of a mess. Then maybe have a think about the signal controllers, PLC versus something else. Don't know, I have to have a think about that one. Then obviously the next thing will be extending the layout around the room, either that way over to the washing machine or that way across the garage door. So I haven't quite decided which way I'm going to go yet, but I'll have a think about that, and we'll see where we go. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.